It has been over a year since that bitch walked into this school stealing my future. That was supposed to be me hanging off his arm, kissing him, and planning our future together. After we were together for 6 months, I gave him everything, my love, and eventually my virginity. I was promised to be in his life for the rest of our lives, dying of very old age when he changed me to his species. All of that changed when that damn bitch walked into our class last winter, being a transfer student from another pack. He always told me he would reject his true mate, taking me as the potential mate to put all our dreams and planning into action. His mother had started training me on handling pack activities as a Luna, how to help out pack members when the alpha was busy, and all the responsibilities that would come with the title. He dropped me like yesterday's news the day she walked in, going straight to her and kissing those lips in front of the class. I watched in horror as he did this, while everyone in the class turned to see me lose my heart that day. Since then, I have built a cage, walls, and everything I can around my heart to become a broken person without feelings anymore. I know I am human, but why does it have to be like this? Hey girl! Summer waves her hand at my face, snapping me out of the trance I was just in. If you glare at the back of his head any longer, it will not burn a hole in it. Damn! I thought you had moved on from him. 0. Summer is a werewolf that is the daughter of the beta. Noah's dad is the alpha of the Sunset Ridge pack. Then Summer's dad is his beta 0, giving her a small smile. Sorry, I was thinking. I cannot believe all that has happened since last year. Are you going to the winter dance at the end of the week? Dawn plops down on the other side of me with her cup of blood and a massive tray of food. No, we are going to my place for a real party. 0. Looking over at her, I raise my eyebrow. What are you talking about? The Vampire King is throwing his son a birthday party on Saturday. Both of you are invited, since it is an invite-only party too. I have the clearance to bring 5 people. She points at each of us with her long, skinny finger. Dawn is the daughter of a high advisor to the king himself. Her dad can see the future. He is also a very successful businessman. So the king looks to him for multiple things to help run his kingdom. Everyone here is wealthy or beyond rich. That is the only way you can live in Sunset Valley. The king and the current alpha must approve you to move into this community. They work closely to ensure the packs do not wreak havoc on anyone here. We all live in peace, each race, knowing what the other is. Come on, girl. You used to always come to the pack house for parties. We need to get you back to your old self. This hole you have dug and buried yourself in is very depressing. Our best friend is no longer here. Just the shell of a person we call our friend. Summer pleads with me. 0. Taking a long breath. I know that I have wrapped myself up in a cocoon, not wanting to get close to another person ever again. I slowly nod at their sad faces, knowing they miss the old me. Fine, I will go for a few hours. Dawn laughs. This is a huge ordeal. He is turning 500, so it is a full-blown party. You will also spend the night with me for the weekend, because this party will go well into the morning hours. We will go to bed around dawn, so you must stay in the castle's extra rooms with me. 0. I dropped my head into my hand, knowing I didn't want to do this. I used to be big into the party scene, but I hadn't done it since I lost my heart that day. My whole life attitude and demeanor changed that day. These two have been trying to pull me out of the hole I dug under me, then basically jumping into not wanting to return to the real world. Looking up at them, they are smiling, knowing she has me in a corner that I cannot escape. What do we need to have for this party of yours, Iro? Her smile grows more extensive, if that is even possible. It is a full, formal dress event. We need new dresses and shoes, and we also need to get our hair and nails done. You will need to spend the weekend with me. We will get our dresses after school today. Saturday morning, all of us will be getting the best done with ourselves. We will look so hot. Plus, it will be fun. Groaning, I turn back to glare at his head again, as she drapes herself over him like a blanket. Dawn pulls me out of the chair with her strength as we walk to put our trays up and head to the lockers, getting the rest of the books I need for the following 2 classes while putting up the 2 I have in my hand. We never have homework here, making it so nice. Our teachers ensure all our work is done before leaving the class. Their excuse is that they have other things to do when school lets out, since most of them here also hold some rank in the pack house or castle. The Omegas are at the bottom of the chain, but are treated with the utmost respect. They cook or clean the kitchen. Each pack member is responsible for their rooms. They don't have servants to wash their things. The castle is different. He has maids who clean the rooms to cooks, who provide all the meals, and humans who give their blood freely to each of the vampires. No one is forced to do anything they don't want to. But if you don't donate blood as a human, you are put to work in the castle to help with daily chores. Each person has a job, and they are done for the day. 3 shifts of cooks make each meal. The maids are assigned 1 room to clean each day, so life is easy. They are paid for their work, which is a reasonable sum, but most do it because they are bored and have nothing else to do. Being rich is nice, but after staying in the house daily, some people get bored and seek jobs to fill their empty lives. 0. Sky, come on, girl. We will be late if you stand there looking into that locker any longer. Dawn punches my shoulder. 0. Coming, shutting the door with a clang before taking off down the hall with them to our next class together. As soon as the last bell in our 4th period rings, we go to the lockers, putting our books and backpacks into them for the night. We all turn to leave as we finish putting them up, since our lockers are side by side. I mentally roll my eyes as the worst person in the school comes bounding up to us. Hey, girls. Jasmine smiles as she bounces her body up to us. Are you going to get dresses for the winter dance on Saturday? Ew. Dawn shakes her head. No, these girls are coming over for the weekend. We have plans already, so we cannot attend the dance here at school. Well, her smile drops. Oh, I was hoping we could all go shopping together to get dresses for this. Noah walks up, wrapping his arms around her waist. What are you asking for, baby 0? I wrinkle my nose up at them while he growls lowly at me. My mind decides it can't be around them any longer. So I walk away rounding the corner to wait for my friends to stop talking to them. Summer, why doesn't Sky like me? I have not done anything to her, but she acts like I am the most horrible person. Her voice is soft, but hurt. Zero. Her eyes glare at Noah. Maybe you need to ask your mate what happened. It will explain why she acts as she does. He goes pale as she turns around to him. What is she talking about? Did you hurt her? In some way you have not told me about. Well, he can't even tell his mate exactly how much he crushed me. Oh. Jasmine looks back at Summer with tears in her eyes. What did he do? Summer tells her about how we dated for over 2 years before he dumped me without a second thought when she showed up. He stands there, backed up with his head down, looking at the floor, grinding his toe into the black tile as she tells everything. Jasmine's eyes widen, and she turns around on him as they walk off. They come over with smiles, while I have a blank expression. I can't believe he never told her about what happened between us. Turning around to leave the school, we all walk out to Dawn's Hummer, sitting in the parking lot. We carpooled with each other 1 week at a time, rotating, so this was her week to drive. We get in taking off to the huge mall where everyone shops. Everything spent here goes back into the fund, split between the Alpha and King, to keep this valley running smoothly. Zero. So what colors will you two get for this? Dawn looks back at me and then over at Summer. I want a dark blue one with sequins all over the top of it, if they still have the one I found a few weeks ago. It is floor length with a split up to my knee on the right side. I fell in love with it, but did not have anywhere to wear it, so I left it hanging on the rack. Zero. She looks at me, but I look down at the floor, so her hand taps me on my shoulder. I don't care what we purchase for me. We have to see what they have left. Hopefully, they have restocked for this dance coming up. Girl, why do you think we are going now? They are getting a new shipment in today for the dance. My friend works there, so she texted me a pic of everything that came in off the truck in the middle of the third period. See? Dawn showed me a picture, and I handed it to Summer. It offers 3 racks full of all kinds of dresses in every color that anyone would want. Zero. Shortly after that, we pull up to the mall, and both of them jump out of the front. I take a deep breath before slowly sliding out, because this used to be what I love to do. But now, there is no reason to come out here to buy new clothes. Summer smacks my shoulder. If you don't stop slumping around like a melting snowman, we will put you in a wheelchair to take you through this place, embarrassing the hell out of you. Zero. Knowing she would do that, I shake off all the sorrow, trying to break out of my heart. I can't let these emotions get the better of me. I try to get through this shopping trip and that party. After that, I can return to my old sulking self until I grow old or die as a single, broken-hearted person in the community. My hand is grabbed, and a force jerks me towards the doors by Dawn. Don't make me use all my strength. That was only a small portion of it. Zero. I am coming. Please allow me to get out of the car, stumbling down the running board. Zero. I will find out how to break you out of this damn shell you have put yourself in. Summer steps behind me. We want our old Sky back. The one where she was always out the door before the car was put in park, while pulling us through the aisles to find the best clothes first. 0. Giving her a small smile. I shake my head. I don't think that girl will ever come back. She is locked up in a closet with the key thrown away forever. You guys don't understand how badly it hurt that day. After that, I swore to lock all my emotions up, never letting them out again. Yeah, we know. And if it were not for us, you would have jumped off that cliff that night where we followed you, because both of us were so worried about what happened and what you might do. Dawn huffs. Summer pushes my shoulder lightly. Thank goodness we had super speed, or we would have missed catching you as you stepped off that rock that drops over 80 feet to that jagged, rocky bottom where the water is only 2 feet deep. 0. Flashback. 0. Standing here with my heart broken to where I don't even know if it is beating anymore. I look down into the darkness, hearing the waves lap over the rocks, protruding from it, reaching towards me. Tears have been shed so much that I am surprised they still flow down my face. Looking up into the sky, I see the stars twinkling in the blackness that they are against. Taking one look around the forest to ensure I was not followed, my eyes look back down the drop. My right foot stretches out to take the step where there is nothing to catch me as my weight follows, and my fate will be met with the rocks below. As my body starts to follow the empty air so that my heart will stop for all eternity, I am hit with force so hard, being jerked back away from the air that wants to claim my body to free fall to the bottom, ending my life forever. What the hell are you thinking, Sky? My eyes lock with Dawn's angry but concerned face as my back hits the ground with a light thud. Her long black hair is pulled into a high ponytail that shows off her pale face. Summer emerges from the woods in her red-haired wolf form before she shifts back to her naked self. She is very fair-skinned with flaming red hair coming down to her waist and ocean blue eyes to match her perfect body. Thank God you got here first. I was trying hard to follow you, but you are faster than I am. She is breathing heavily before looking at me with sadness. 0. He is not worth this Sky. Why in the world would you want to kill yourself over him? Dawn growls at me in a low voice. 0. I can't do this anymore. It hurts so bad, guys. Please leave and let me do what I must. I don't want to live anymore. It hurts too much to see him with her. She even wears his mark now. That was supposed to be me. My world is gone. More tears pour down my face as I roll over on the wet ground, curling up in a ball. Dawn picks me up, taking me back to my house in her arms, running at her top speed. They stayed with me for the next 2 weeks, putting me on their suicide watch. End of flashback. 0. Look, guys, I am sorry for everything you had to go through with me over the last year. It has been so hard to overcome what happened to where I feel like you two have been pulled down with me. As much as you have helped me, dropping my head and twiddling my thumbs around each other. They stop walking as each throws their arms over one shoulder, standing on either side of me. That is what best friends do with each other, girl. Dawn smiles, showing off one of her fangs. 0. We would never leave you when you needed it the most. You are very important to us, and there is no way that we would let you do anything that either of us would regret. Summer pulls me to her, hugging me sideways. 0. We all laugh, walking into the store to get our dresses for this party. Prince Justin's POV. I am in my room, ready to run around the palace. Like every morning, my parents, the king and queen, have decided to throw this massive party for my birthday in a few days, hoping my mate will show up at it. I am at the age now where our laws require me to either find my mate or take on a chosen one that my parents have on a list of acceptable rulers that can be at my side. I don't want to be forced into a life with someone I will never be able to love. And if I do run across my true mate, for some reason, I cannot get out of the marriage at all. Once I am married and mated to whoever will be my princess becoming queen, by my side, it is set in stone for all eternity for me to be with her. I may be closing in on 500, but I only look around 25 in human years. Our bodies are so slow in aging that it will take a long time to look old once we reach 18. My parents are over 2,000 years old, but they look in their mid-30s. We never die unless someone kills us with a stake through the heart or rips our heads off our bodies. But that does not happen in our kingdom. My dad works very closely with the Alpha, who reigns over his pack, and this place has been in peace for over 5,000 years. Looking in the mirror to slick my shoulder-length hair back over my head, tying it in a ponytail. My black shirt is pulled over my head, pulling it down over my black running shorts. A knock comes on my door as I answer, "Come in." Ew, my door slowly opens, and in walks my latest fling, which has been after me for over 100 years. "Hello, baby," she purrs in a sexy voice. Ew, Taylor, I don't have time right now for this. I must go on my morning run before my parents want me in an hour for a meeting about my party, flicking my eyes in the mirror as I smooth out the shirt in my hair. Why don't you skip the run and burn off that energy with me instead? Her long blonde hair flows down her back while she walks toward me. 0. She has the typical body of a vampire woman, all the right curves. Her eyes are green, and she is about 5'8", but has a temper like no one I have seen before. Once, a girl talked to me, and she nearly ripped her head off. I had to stop her before doing something that would cause her death. If I find my true mate, there is no telling how she will react. I have been trying to slowly let her down before this party if she does show up. So, Taylor, I can't. I have told you, we can't be together the way you want us to. My parents have that list that I must choose from, and unfortunately, you are not on it, thanks to me taking it off myself after telling my dad how possessive she was, and there was no way she could be queen. She is only after the power and the title that comes with the position. This woman has been after me for a long time, trying to gain control, to be in the spotlight. After our first date, I invited her to go with me to a small gathering where I was required to appear. She hung on my arm, telling everyone how she would marry me one day. They would have to respect her bowing at her feet. I have no use for a woman after something like that. She would love me, but I am not one to draw attention to myself, which is not needed. She made sure we were in the spotlight all night. I did not like that one bit, so that is when I decided that our relationship would have to come to an end. 0. You said that could be changed when you talked to the king on that matter. She crosses her arms, glaring at me with those eyes that tell me she is pissed. 0. Remember, I did. He said that your family was not in the noble category, required to be on that list, knowing that my statement is not wrong. Let me talk to him. I think that with my father by my side, we could persuade him to add me to that list, so we could get married, like both of us wanted, for all these years. She has gone back to her sexy voice again. 0. Taylor, I have told you it will not do any good. His mind is made up also. If for some reason my true mate shows up at this party, there is no way we could even work that out. Walking over to my leather sofa, taking a quick seat before putting my shoes on. She huffs before her body starts to leave the room. I hear her mumble, if you did, I could easily handle that problem. 0. My head snaps up and my throat growls in a low rumble. You know that would be your instant death, correct? You attack and kill someone, especially my mate. You would never make it out of the room, let alone see the light of another day. She stops looking at me over her shoulder. At least I would die for the man I love. I have her pinned against the wall within seconds, squeezing her neck hard. If you ever touch whomever I decided to marry, I can promise you this my claw is pricking her chin with my other hand enough to draw a tiny trickle of blood down it. I will ensure you are not the only one put to death. Your entire family will suffer from your decision. 0. Her eyes widen as I say, you would kill my dad, who is an advisor to the king. What about my sister and brother, who do not know what I did wrong? They would suffer at your hand also. Smirking, now that I think that thick head of hers may have finally wrapped around the fact that I could with a snap of my finger. I guess you need to make the correct decisions in the future now, don't you? Whomever I decide to make my wife and your future queen will have your utmost respect. Do I make myself crystal clear, using a shallow but dangerous voice? So she drops her head when I let go of her, setting her back down on the ground. Yes, sire, I fully understand. I must let you go to have your full day where I have been delaying you from what is needed. She opens the door as tears run down her face. I know she was hoping for that, but I am not a trophy to be sported around, and certainly not someone another vampire can push over. I am a prince, training to become king one day, so no one will walk over me. I take off for my morning run to return to my meeting with my parents. As the girls and I walk into the school building the next day, Jasmine walks up to us as I try to walk down the hall, not looking at her. 0. Sky, may I please talk to you for a second? Her voice cracks as I continue down the hall, ignoring her. 0. Dawn elbows me in the ribs. If you don't stop, we will make you. Stopping in my tracks, I slowly look up at her. She has a sorrowful look on her face and a look in her eyes that matches it. Sky, please believe I knew nothing about what happened between Noah and you. He never told me anything about his past, so I never asked him. I was delighted to find my mate as young as we did, to where it never occurred to me that there could be someone else. We would have had a serious talk about everything if I had known. He told me everything last night after I forced him into a corner, making him tell me all the details. Trying not to break down and cry again, I give her a small smile. Jasmine, thank you for telling me that. I am glad you got what you wanted, but please don't ask us to be friends. I can't do that, knowing you have everything I was supposed to have. I have had a long road to recovering to where I am now, but I still have another long one ahead of me. So being around you is something I can't do. Seeing you with him opens all kinds of wounds I have tried to bandage, but fail daily. I am sorry about that, and accept your apology. Oh, after my speech, I took off, walking down the hall to my locker, quickly, before the floodgates opened where I could not stop them. Opening my locker, I bury my face inside, where no one can see how much this still affects me. I feel a presence behind me before whipping around to face the devil himself. Zero. What do you want wiping the tears away with my hand? Sky, please. I am so sorry about... My hand flies up, cutting him off quickly. Zero. No, you are not. If you were, it would be me on your arm, and not her Noah. You made me a promise and broke it within 2 seconds. I have been through hell this last year and cannot wait until I graduate in a couple of months so that I will not be here anymore, making that knife drive deeper into my heart when I see you and her. I gave you everything. Do you hear me? Everything but you. Threw it out the window to where I would be dead now if it were not for summer and dawn. Zero. His face shows shock before he growls, "What, Zero?" Shaking my head slowly, I turn around, closing my locker. Don't worry about it. You have the life you want, which does not include me. Please don't talk to me, look at me, or think about me again. You have your Luna. I can see how happy you are together. After I graduate, there is a college that I will attend in another country. Hopefully, the distance and not having to look at all the happiness I once had, which has turned into this deep blackness in my heart, will help with this healing process that I am doing to make my life move forward. Bye, Noah. Zero. With that, I walk off as he tries to grab my wrist. Fine, you said your piece, but now it is my turn. Whispering, because I know he can hear me. Please don't. I cannot go through any more heartache. You had my heart in your hands, making it shatter into a million pieces. Let the past be the past, so I can get out of this hellhole without going insane. Zero. He stops walking towards me, looking at a face where he knows exactly how I feel now. Nodding, he turns around, walking down the hall away from me. I take off to the bathroom, letting my pent-up tears flow down my face again. God, why can't these last 2 months hurry up and be over with? I am so ready to get away, hopefully letting my heart heal. I don't think it ever will, but maybe being away for 8 years, I can finally be the person I want to become again. Not this child who cries whenever she sees her ex-boyfriend. That makes all those happy memories flood my mind again, making me break even more until I think about returning to the cliff again. Walking out of the bathroom, I stop at the corner when I hear Dawn's voice. Zero, Noah, you don't understand everything. She is broken because of you and what happened. Yes, Summer and I barely saved her from jumping off the cliff of death. We followed her scent, which shifted, taking us off the trail. She was about to fall when I got my fingers on her shoulders, pulling her back. She had her leg out and would have stepped off that rock to her death. She will not get over what happened as you did. Being human is different from what we are. We can heal faster in our hearts, but she is now crushed while not being the same person we used to know. Everything about her had changed, closing herself off to everything she used to love and what would make her happy. Dawn, you know how it is with our kind. When we find that one person, it is like a magical pull we can't get rid of at all. Maybe I should have handled it differently. He gets cut off by a snort. You think you jumped up, crashing your lips on Jasmine's at the front of the class, not even thinking about her or what it would do. That day, the sky everyone knew disappeared. We tried everything we knew to bring that person back, but she buried it so deeply that I didn't know if she even existed anymore, she says in a snarky voice. He sighs. I guess all our promises did not help with the situation. Zero. Summer has walked up now because her voice comes next. You know it didn't. How would you feel if she were a Luna and you were in her shoes, promising to make you an alpha, turning you while having a long life together? Zero. I wanted to explain that I loved her with all my heart, but everything vanished when the moment happened. My wolf took over, claiming her before I could stop him. I know it has been hard on her, so I have kept my distance. I don't want to hurt her more than I already have. His voice has a hint of sadness. Zero. You don't realize that you still do every time she sees the two of you together. That shell gets tighter and tighter around her. It will be a miracle if she ever opens up again to love another person at all in her life. Why do you think she is leaving for 8 years? To try and put her heart back together if possible. Dawn growls at him. Zero, why is she going away for so long? Most colleges are only 4 years. She is a straight A student and could probably get her degree in 3. He sounds shocked. Zero, to get away from all the heartache, you dummy, Summer has spoken. He growls at her, but she keeps on. She is miserable here, plus we are losing our best friend for a long time because of your stupid crap. You had better watch your tone with me, Summer. I am your future alpha. You know his tone has dropped. Zero, I know that, but I am making sure it gets through your head how badly you damaged her. Our sky is gone, thanks to everything that happened. She growls back at him. Smiling, I walk towards the class, hoping I will not be late. The warning bell has already rung. I walk in as the second bell sounds. Dawn and Summer rush into the class a few seconds later, making the teacher raise a brow. Sorry, the bathroom was full, so we had to wait until we could get in, Summer bows her head to the beta of her pack. Oh, he smiles and turns to the dry erase board to start the lesson. The day flies by before we know where it has gone, and it is time to head home, to talk and relax for the rest of the evening. After my morning run and a sparing routine with my best friend Samuel, I walk back into my room to take the fastest shower because I am 5 minutes late for the meeting with my dad. I sent him a quick text telling him I lost track of time in my training, but will be there in a few. Opening my door, the scent of a very aroused woman hits me. Walking into my room, Lily lies on my bed, naked, slowly playing with herself. Fuck. I will start locking my door when I leave now, while telling the guards that none of these women are allowed on the royal floor anymore. These women know what is coming up in a few days, so they throw themselves at me, trying to win my affection. Growling threateningly, I walk to the bathroom, ignoring her. Locking this door, I quickly strip, turning the shower on. I hear the doorknob jiggle when a frustrated huff comes from the other side. 0. I don't have time for this, Lily. My dad is expecting me for a meeting I am already late for. You had better be gone by the time I get out of this shower, using my dominant tone to let her know I was serious. But baby, I need help with my sexual frustrations. You have always been there when it has happened in the past, so now it is happening again. Her voice floats through the door. 0. Stepping into the shower, I groan. Leave now, using my Prince commanding voice as it goes silent on the other side. Damn me, as my hand hits the side of my head repeatedly. I should have known that having sex with all these so-called flings would come back to haunt me when it was time to choose a bride. Hey, I am a male with needs, but these women are starting to piss me off. I need to find my true mate as fast as possible, so these whores will leave me alone. Quickly washing the sweat off that I have clung to my body, slowly moving to my hair, I get out dry off, clicking the door to unlock it. Quickly, walking into the empty bedroom, across the massive room, into my vast walk-in closet, my eyes scan the 5 rows of clothes. My body moves towards the more comfortable ones hanging in the middle section. Looking to the left, 4 empty rows are waiting to hang my future wife's belongings. I have had dreams of finding someone who will be mine, but have seen the same girl in all of my dreams for a while now. Lightly tanned skin, very light brown hair, mixed with streaks of blonde that lay in curls down her back, stopping at the lower part where my hand would fit perfectly under it. She has the perfect body like I want, and is around 5'7" with the best personality and smile I have ever seen. Her eyes are a beautiful sea green color that perfectly matches her tanned features. Pulling on a pair of black jeans and a brown t-shirt, I take off to my dad's office, hoping he will not be upset with my tardiness. Arriving at his door, I give it a quick 2 knocks. 0. Come in. His deep voice comes from the other side. Opening the door, He looks up from his papers at me with his usual smile. About time, son. Come, we have tons to discuss. Seeing this man sitting behind a massive desk, who could be my twin if he was younger, is funny. Everyone tells us how much I look like he did at my age. Closing the door, I walk to my usual light brown leather chair and plop down. Sorry, Dad. I got lost in my sparing exercise with Sam. I know how you like me to be on time for these meetings. I also had a few bumps that slowed me down. 0. He looks back up with a slight grin. Your women throwing themselves at you again. You knew this would happen as the time got closer. They will be doing everything to gain your attention so they can be the next queen. But they are not correct for the job. I need to see what my dreams mean. That same girl keeps popping up in them. It is the one I told you about last week. Now I see her whenever I close my eyes. What could it mean? Is she getting close to where I have to find her? Or is she a fling, calling out to me? I have never seen her before at all. He rubs his chin. I have heard of men that dream of their mates, but have never had one this close to the family. I wonder if it is a sign that she may be at this party we must discuss while preparing everything for you. He hands me a paper with all kinds of choices. Dad, you know Mom gets all this together for me every year. Why are you giving me this with all these choices? 0. We want you to pick out everything your heart desires this year. As you know, this is the year you must find your queen mate or not. Our laws require that you be married before your next birthday. We will hand over the crowns when we think both of you are ready. Your mom and I have been doing this for almost 1,500 years, son. You were the only son we were blessed with after 1,000 years of marriage. Our kind is not the easiest to have heirs, as your mother and I tried for close to 500 years before we were blessed with you. After that, your 3 sisters came along very quickly. After I turned the age by law, I married her. We have had a charmed, wonderful life together. She was not my true mate, but look at how good we have been as a couple. His eyes twinkle as he thinks of my mom. Ooh, I nod, knowing they are in love, but I want the fairy tale. The true mate was made just for me, not a woman I must learn to love. So do I need to circle the things I want on this list? I asked, looking at the long list on the paper. 0. You can write down what you want instead of what she has on there. She needs 2 days by this evening to organize everything for the party on Saturday. While I was thinking about it, Dawn asked her dad if she could invite 2 of her closest friends over for the weekend. I told him I had no problem with it. One is a human, and the other is a wolf. According to what her dad told me, the human has been through hell for the last year. So she hopes this will help bring her back out of her shell. He looks back down at her papers. 0. Feeling bad for her friend. Did he say exactly what happened to make her this way? 0. Only where she was dating the alpha's son. But his mate entered where she was dumped within seconds. It crushed her to the point where she went to the cliffs of death. Dawn stopped her, but barely. My dad's eyes show a hint of sadness as he looks at me. 0. What would make her do that to where she was willing to take her own life? Like that, crossing my arms over my chest, thinking it was a stupid reason. 0. She was promised to become his, the next Luna, while getting married. It was taken away within the blink of an eye so she closed herself into a shell. I don't know all the details, but he told me about her. They call her Sky, short for Skylar. She will be here on Friday and stay with Dawn until Sunday. They want to help her return to the person. Hopefully, they used to know. He looks back down at the paper in his hands. Well, I hope for her sake that it does help. Let me get this done now, so Mom will not be bugging me for it every hour of the rest of the day or into the night, picking up a pen. 0. My dad chuckles, looking back up. You know your mother too well, son. She would be after it until that paper is in her hand. I take my time, reviewing the list and making a few corrections I want before getting up to find my mom so she can have this. As the three of us walk down the school halls, I am glad it is the weekend, but not looking forward to this party we are going to tomorrow night. It is not that I wouldn't say I like parties. Now that my heart has been caged up for so long, I don't enjoy doing the things I have always loved doing. Noah had a party about every weekend where we would dance or have a wonderful time being together with all of his friends and mine. Once Jasmine came into the picture, I have not been the same. The ones I thought were my friends never had anything to do with me after that incident. Dawn and Summer were the only two who stood by me through all my breakdowns or tantrums, watching as I slowly closed up into the shell I was in now. Finally, I will enjoy this weekend so much. Dawn twirls around with her arms in the air as she walks down the hall. I am so happy. We will spend time at my place for a change. We have always been at either the Pack House or Sky's house. I have wanted you both to visit the castle for a long time. I have seen it from a distance, but have never been inside it. I don't see how you find your way around that monstrosity. We will have to stay close so we don't get lost in it. Summer throws her arm over my shoulder. 0. Yeah, Dawn never invited us to her place because she thought we might disappear never to come out again, making a joke. Her head snapped to me with a sly grin showing her fang. Why are you scared of being in a house full of vampires? Stopping like I am shaking in my shoes. Oh yes, I don't want to be drunk dry by a friend of yours for breakfast. We all laugh as we make our way to her Hummer again. The law is well known that a vampire can't drink from someone without permission. The king could sentence them to death for that, so no one wants to break the valley's peace. We first go to Summer's house to grab her bag in the fancy dress for this party. I stay in the car because we are back on the Packlands, and I have not stepped foot on their property since what happened. I don't intend to do it anyway. She begged me to come to talk to her parents, but I told her it was better if I stayed put. Her house is a substantial 2-story. The brown wood makes the outside blend into the surrounding woods. Her mother has the best green thumb I have ever seen. Her gardens reach all over their property. Flowers, shrubs, green plants, and everything that can be put in a garden are planted in hers. It looks like something you could pull from a magazine and place the entire picture on this land. Her parents come out to the car as she gets her things. Sky, how are you doing, honey? Her dad walks over to the window. I have rolled down. 0. I have my good days and bad, like anyone else, giving him a small smile. We have missed you. Coming over with summer, her mom looks at me with a slight mist forming in her eyes. 0. You understand why. I can't come around this anymore. Hopefully, one day I can again. But right now, it hurts too much trying to keep my voice from cracking again. Ooh, we understand, dear. What you have been through is not an easy task. Take your time to heal the way you need to. Don't lose yourself in that process, please. Summer has been so worried about you that I have felt some of that pain when we think about everything you are going through. Her dad pats my shoulder. So, the girls come out with their bags, and Summer hugs them. Bye, Mom and Dad. I will be back on Sunday afternoon. Enjoy yourself this weekend. I hope it is better than the dance at school, her mom says. Oh, Dawn snorts. You have never been to one of the Queen's parties. They make the school dance look like a child's boring birthday party. No expense is spared on her son's birthday. We will enjoy this weekend. Plus, making sure Sourpuss there also has a perfect time pointing at me. 0. Yeah. Pick on the one still trying to sew her broken heart back together, giving Dawn a death glare. They return to the car so we can head to my house to grab my items for the weekend. My mom is home, but my dad is at work for the afternoon. 0. Sky, I am so glad that you are going to this. Would you please try to have fun for yourself and your friends? I was hoping you would start back with enjoying fun times again. She hugs me close, pushing off her because she has me tight against her chest. I will, Mom. It has been a while, but I think it is time for me to try to slowly find my lost self again, knowing that I am lying through my teeth to make her happy. Grabbing my bags, I follow the girls back outside, trying to get away from Mom quickly before she keeps us here for hours, talking about how happy she is that Dawn talked me into doing this. Climbing into the back seat, I hang my dress with Summers, ensuring the plastic hangs neatly so it does not get wrinkled. Soon after that, we are pulling up to the massive castle. She rolls the window down where the guard waves her through at the gate. The place stands in 3 huge sections with an extensive driveway at the front door. This one is set in the back section of the 3 parts. The other 2 are on our left and right, stretching out towards the gate we came through earlier. Each section has 3 stories, except the main one we walk into, towering over us at 4 levels. The place is made out of sand-colored brick with a massive wooden door accented with golden accents, made into the wood, adorned with long golden handles. 0. Cool, right? Dawn's eyes twinkle in the sunlight. The outside is nothing compared to the luxury in this place. The entire place is going to blow your mind. 0. She tosses her keys to a young boy who hands us our bags and climbs into the driver's seat, taking the car to wherever it needs to go. She walks up to the door, shoving it open as we enter the pleasant-looking place. The floors are in black and white squares that stretch under a substantial double staircase that hugs the walls to the second floor. She takes the lead, walking up the stairs like nothing, and takes a left down a long hall. The walls are adorned with red paint. Pictures line the walls, from many little ones, done in different patterns, to a huge one of the royal family in power. Stopping, I look at the man and woman and their 4 children. One boy looks in his late teens, and 3 girls stand in front of their parents, who look like they are in the early stages of their childhood. Good picture, huh? That is the king and queen, along with their children. The boy is Justin. The girls are Jessica, Pamela, and Becky. They are a pain in my ass, but Justin is a sweetheart from the few times I met him. My sister Taylor has been after him for years, but has never turned his head. She is just after him because he is the next in line for the throne. Many women here are trying to become his wife. I have no interest in that. But if I were his intended mate, he would have found me already. She wiggles her fingers at the other pictures lining the hall. So you also have mates. How does that work exactly? I know how it is with the wolves, with natural sense. But how do you know looking over at her while we walk down the hall? 0. According to my parents, it is like perfume in a way. Dad smells like chrome, while my mother smells like White Diamond's perfume. I have not caught a scent yet, so I don't know what my mate will smell like. I hope it is not that Axe crap or some other nasty-smelling cologne that makes my nose wrinkle up. I can't stand that smell, so I can't see myself living with a man that smells like that for the rest of my life. She pinches her nose. Oh, but if he is your mate, your smell may change. It could be his smell, so you hate it right now until he comes around. You will love that smell. Summer pokes her in the arm. Oh, yeah, I know. I hope it is something I can handle. She waves her hand. 0. We make another turn down the next long hall. She stops at a massive green door. Sky, this is yours. She opens it as my mouth falls open, decorated in a beautiful sea green color with beige accents. Walking into the room slowly, I take it all in. The room is twice the size of mine at home. It has a massive, king-size beige sleigh bed sitting in the middle of the floor. Setting down my bags, she points through the wall to her left. Summer will be in the one right next to you. I am across the hall from your door. Hang your things up while I show her the other room. Supper will be in about 30 minutes, so I need to change. You two must remove your school uniforms, but put on something comfortable. She grabs Summer while I take my clothes out of my bag, hanging them in the huge walk-in closet that could fit all my clothes, plus 4 times more. I have never seen one this big. Peeking in the bathroom, it is the size of my bedroom back at the house. Holy shit. It is done in sea green, also with gold accents. The tile countertops and floor are all done in that color. Everything else is done in solid gold. The faucet handles in the colossal shower must be massage ones because of the jets in the wall. Looking up, my eyes land on the rainfall shower head in a gold setting, ideally in the middle of the shower. Damn, I could not even imagine living like this. I will have to see what their rooms look like here shortly. 0. Chapter 7. Finally Friday. Stepping out of my room and walking down the hall, I pick up on a faint smell that makes my blood start pumping quickly when I reach the front door. I can't quite put my finger on the scent, so I slowly stop closing my eyes and take a deep breath. It clicks in my mind. The scent is Imperial Majesty perfume. It is not a recent smell, but I can still smell it. So I start down the hall, trying to follow where it goes. Returning to the second level, I walk down the main hall, turning to the higher-ranking rooms. The scent is still there, while getting stronger the further down the hall I go. My body starts to shake and tremble as the smell fills my veins. It ends at a massive green door, where I look at the guest door, cocking my head to the side. Should I knock? Should I keep walking to see if she will be at dinner? My body screams at me to bust the door down, taking her here and now. But I turn around, walking back down the hall toward my dad's office for a quick talk. Son, what has you on edge? He looks at me as I walk into the office without knocking. Merle, do you know who is staying in the guest rooms down the high ranks hall, sitting in my regular chair? Zero. Seeing how your body is in overdrive. For some reason, I think it is Dawn's guest. What happened? Did you see someone that has caught your attention? He crosses his arms on his desk, staring into my eyes. Zero. You told me that when you catch the scent of your mate, you will just know it, right? Leaning forward towards him. Yes, your mom has a scent that I can tell her, apart from anyone else, because we are mated. As far as the other, I never caught the correct scent. Why did you have something happen? He smiles, which crinkles his eyes a little. So, I was walking by the front door when I caught a smell. I followed down the second level to the green door. I think my mate is behind that door, Dad. My whole body shook and trembled as the scent became stronger the longer I followed it. Didn't you say that one is a she-wolf while the other is a human? Putting my fingers together, touching one another. Zero. If she is your true mate, you must see which one it is. I don't think it would be the she-wolf. That pairing is unheard of with our kind. He taps his finger on the desk. Zero. What bothers me, Dad, is if it is the broken human you told me about. And what if she does not want this life? It would crush me to find her finally. But then, she wants nothing to do with me at all, hoping that will not be how this goes. You will have to be careful. If it takes a while, we will have to deal with it. As long as we can get you married before your next birthday. We won't have a problem with anything. He leans forward. If it is the human, it will take a while. They are different from us. It is not an instant connection because I will have to turn her, so we will be bonded in every way possible. I hope that she will accept this life with me trying not to think of the worst case that could happen. If she is your true mate, she must accept you along with this life. You have waited a long time for this, so she will be here for you for the rest of your life. Now, he pulls a paper from a stack. Zero, Dad. I will not force her into this if she does not want it. I will not have my mate hating me for the rest of my life, either gripping the chair's arms. How can he think we could force her into this? Zero. When you are truly bonded, her feelings will change. Her attitude will change when you have marked her as yours once she is one of us. The mating bond will take over to where she will love you as she should. He places a paper down, pushing it over to me. What is this picking it up? Zero. The way things work when there is a vampire/human combo. As you can see, when you change her, It will also change the way she feels about you. It would be best if you found her at the dinner to start getting her on your side tonight. We can move her in here when the time is right, which will have to be very quick, so you two can get to know each other before she can be changed. By the time the wedding date arrives, he fixes the pile where the paper came from. 0. Dad, you have to understand something. If this girl was hurt, I will not wham bam before changing her. I will take the time she needs to ensure that she will not resent me for being her mate, handing him the paperback. Do what you need to, son, but you only have 11 months before you have to be married, either to her or a chosen one that I will pick out for you. He taps on the folder that holds all the names of the women that could be my wife. 0. Fine. I will see if I can woo her in the next 6 months. If she does not want this with me, I will pick out a woman off that list so we can be married the next month, standing up to leave the office. 0. Son, I hope everything works out for you with this pairing. I know you want it as much as we do. You can conceive children faster with your true mate than a potential mate. Bro. Eyes. I turn around, looking at him with shock. Dad, I am nowhere near ready to start that type of family. I only found my true mate a few minutes ago. Now you are throwing kids into the mix. Your mother and I are ready for grandkids, son. We have raised you along with your sisters, so now we are ready to kick back to watch you take over while we play with the next generation that will be in line for this. Boys and girls, which will be the apple of your eye while being loved by everyone here. His eyes sparkle with that thought. 0. Holding up a hand. You can think what you want, but it will be a while before that happens. A smell comes through the door that makes my knees go weak. Grabbing onto the wall, my eyes go red with lust as the scent fills my nose. Well, well, well. I think your mate walked by the door. Have fun, son, but don't take too long wooing her. He chuckles at what this is doing to me. This is not funny, Dad. I don't know what to do or how to control these feelings. What will I do if her scent sends me to my knees? But I am not even close to her, pushing myself off the wall. Get yourself under control. This is something that I can't help you with. You will have to learn to keep yourself from attacking her. Ask Robert, who is Dawn's dad. He found his true mate, but of course they were mated and married. Within a month, he shrugs. Oh, standing up, I jump to the balcony above his head. He looks up as I walk through the door. I will follow them up here, trying to see what this girl looks like. Oh, walking through the dark hall, my eyes scan the floor below, trying to get a look at the girl who will be my future. 3 of them walk next to each other and laugh, but one is not into it as much as the other 2. She is trying to put on a show, but I can see that she dislikes it. Pushing on a panel behind me, it creaks open as I disappear into the hidden passageway, trying to get a better view of the girl, making it very difficult to control myself. As the girls and I walk down the hall towards the dining room, my gut feels we are being watched. I have been unable to shake it since we walked past the 2 doors that Dawn said went into the king's study. Stopping my eyes, scan the area behind us, making the others stop looking at me. 0. What is wrong, Sky? Dawn looks at me with concern. Looking around the floor we are on, I look back at her. I have this strangest feeling that we are being followed and watched. I can't explain it, but it gives me the creeps. Oh, she looks around, sniffing the air, and so does Summer. I don't smell anything. Maybe it is your nerves, because you are here with all these bloodsuckers. She smiles at me and tugs on my arm, leading me to the dining room again. The royal family will be here tonight, so don't freak out. They will sit at the long table at the front of the room. You may look at them, but they can get offended if you stare. Keep your eyes on me or someone around you. That way, I don't have to take you home for upsetting them, because my friend stared at one or more of the family. 0. She shoves on 2 enormous wooden doors that open into the massive dining room, more significant than any I have ever seen. The hall has high ceilings with gold accents. Over 20 massive chandeliers hang from the ceiling all over the room, and it looks like each one would go for about $1 million. At the front is a long, dark wooden table with 6 chairs behind it. The table is dark oak wood with very delicate scroll work down the front and the top of the legs. The chairs match the table, having the same scroll work on their back before disappearing behind it. Many round tables on the floor remind you of reception after a ball, each covered in a red or black tablecloth. The chairs are made of the same dark oak that matches the main table, but do not have the scroll work they do. 0. You know, if you leave your mouth open like that for much longer, a fly might go into it. Dawn bumps my shoulder with hers. 0. This place is amazing. Closing my mouth. You did not tell me that the castle was this lavish. I would have attended some of the parties you invited me to. She giggles, pulling on my arm gently. Well, I tried to tell you, but that shell you wrapped around yourself, you did not listen. I grew up here, so it is nothing big to me, but I could see where it could blow your mind, for someone not used to it. No, hell, the pack house has nothing on this place. This makes it look like a shack. Summer looks around like I do. We are led to the table where Dawn's family sits, and she smiles at them. 0. Mom, Dad. These are my best friends, Sky and Summer. I know I have talked your ears off about them, but now you can finally see them for yourself. She points to each of us as we are introduced. 0. Hello, ladies. We are so glad to meet both of you. The way Dawn talked about you all the time makes it feel like we have known both of you the entire time you have been friends. Her dad's voice is smooth, like velvet. Ew. It is my pleasure to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Irvin, smiling at them as I sip the water in my glass. Her dad snorts at the name. Please call us Robert and Emily. That makes me feel like you are addressing my parents instead of me. 0. Summer nods. Of course. We have always called you by your proper names when discussing you at school, so we were unsure how to address you in person. 0. They both smile, showing off their fangs. That is fine. No harm done, Emily says, sipping her goblet, which most likely has blood in it. 0. The whole place goes dead silent as all heads turn toward the doors. Horns go off in massive fanfare before an announcer says, "Please rise for the royal family. His Majesty the King, the Queen, Prince Justin, the princesses, Jessica, Pamela, and Becky of the family." As the girls walk through the door, I hear them growl at the man standing there. 0. Everyone rises, and I tap Dawn on the shoulder. Why did they not want the names announced? 0. They don't like it. They prefer to be called Princess only, but do not like their names used all the time. Make sure you bow your head as they come by, she whispers. 0. At the front is a young, handsome-looking man with a beautiful woman on his arm. Next, through the door, is the prince who looks like a god made him before dropping him off for all the women to drool over. The 3 girls come in behind the prince, giggling while looking at everyone in the room. As they pass, I bow my head along with the rest of my table, keeping my eyes looking at the floor. The prince slows down briefly as I see his feet walking along the floor. He stops turning towards me, and my body wants to bolt out. I see his feet stop at me as he taps my shoulder slowly. My face looks up into what could be the face of a god if I did not know he was a vampire. Hello. Are you new here? This is the first time I have ever seen you in the castle. His voice is so sexy that my knees are about to go out from under me. Making eye contact, I smile at him. I am a guest of my friend, Dawn, and her family. It is nice to make your acquaintance. My voice cracks before I recover quickly. He smiles, to where if I did not already have a hand on the table, my ass would be sitting on the floor. Why is this man having this effect on me? He turns heads up to his seat on the stage and locks eyes with me after he is seated. I hear everyone moving to take their seats, and my mind is grateful to sit down because my legs feel like jello. 0. Well, that was different. Robert looks over at me. 0. What do you mean, sir? I tried my best not to blush at what happened. Prince Justin has never stopped to talk to anyone before like that. He always walks in sitting down. I wonder if there is something more than he is showing, tapping his finger on the table. Dad, he said that she has never been seen here before. Everyone here knows she is human because of her smell. So, as you can see, not many are in attendance at this party. Maybe it surprised him that a human was here for dinner without donating. In the back, Dawn is glaring at her dad. He smiles. Of course, honey. She and only 2 others are here to eat dinner in honor of his party tomorrow. The other 2 are the sons of people who hold high positions inside the castle over the humans. I guess I am shocked that he stopped to talk like that. He usually hates things like this. His face goes still as his eyes glaze over. I start to freak out when Dawn grabs my arm. Don't. Dad is having a vision, she whispers. 0. His face returns after a few seconds, and his dark eyes return. He flicks his eyes over to me before they drag over to the prince with a huge smile. The king sees this, making a motion for him to come up there, and he stands to walk up to him. He whispers in the man's ear, where he nods. Shortly after, he sits down at the table as if nothing happened. Dad, is everything fine? Dawn is looking at him with a worried expression. He smiles before nodding. Yes, dear. Everything will be fine after this weekend. 0. His eyes look at me briefly, as he drinks out of his cup like nothing is essential. Care to explain that one? Leaning over to Dawn. 0. She shakes her head. No, he must have seen something good that will happen this weekend. He must advise the king whenever he has one of those visions, telling him what they were. That was creepy. His eyes turned almost white, looking over at her. 0. She gives me a small smile. That is what happens when he has a vision. I have gotten used to it. It freaked me out the first time. He has at least one a week, if not more. I grabbed my water because my mouth went dry when he approached. With all this going on, I'd take a considerable gulp to chase away the desert feeling creeping up my throat. As we stand behind the door waiting to be announced, my body shakes very lightly. I am worried about how I will handle this when I walk in there where she is. I already smell her, but my body is slowly losing control. My sisters are standing a few steps back, giggling and aggravating me. 0. What is the matter, big bro? Becky pokes my shoulder. Did you not feed before you came out here? 0. Why do I smell humans behind the door? Jessica says, with a snarky tone. My dad turns around, looking at her. 2 of them are always here. The other is Dawn, and her family's guest. If you don't like the smell, hold your breath where you can't smell them. Oh, she bows her head. Sorry, Dad. It was a new smell to where I was wondering about that, along with what has our brother's anxiety all balled up right now. I can smell the fear, but the excitement on him. Something you will never have to worry about ruling a kingdom, like I will be doing shortly, growling at her. Son, take it easy. Concentrate on getting yourself under control. My dad snaps at me. 0. Easy for you to say. Rolling my eyes and returning to clearing my mind from these feelings. Soon we are announced, and as the doors open, her scent hits me in full force, trying not to fall on my ass since my knees are trying to buckle under me. I hold my breath to block the scent out. If I can reach my seat, I will start breathing again. As we walk down the center aisle, I see a girl at Dawn's table looking down at the ground as she is supposed to be. Wait, that hair. It is like my dream, long waves of light brown with blonde streaks. I take a breath, but that proves to be a huge mistake. That is her, my mate. Stopping to confirm it, I tap her on the shoulders, making her look into my eyes. Holy shit. That is the spitting image of the girl in my dreams for the last month. Those sea green eyes lock onto mine, making it to where I have to control my arms, begging me to reach out, dragging her into my chest. When I ask her, "Hello, are you new here? This is the first time I have ever seen you in the castle," she replies. "I am a guest of my friend Dawn and her family. My name is Skylar, but everyone calls me Sky. It is nice to make your acquaintance." Her voice rips through me like a tidal wave. My emotions come crashing down on me, and I must walk away before something happens that I cannot control. Her hand holds her up on the table. Could she feel something talking to me? I hear her heart beating faster than usual, along with a spiked fear in her scent. Smiling, I turn, walking off to get into my chair before I fall on my ass. When I am settled, my eyes lock with hers, watching as she sits there looking at me for a second before she looks away. 0. Sire Robert had a vision. His eyes just glazed over, but he is now back to normal. A servant informs my dad, sitting to my right. My father waves for him to join us, so he knows what happened. 0. He comes up, and Dad looks at him. What did you see, El? Robert looks over at me, coming back to my father. His mate is here this weekend. 0. We know that already. He sensed her earlier this afternoon. When he caught her scent, he whispers. Oh, does he know who she is? His eyes flick to me. 0. Yes. That friend of your daughter's, who has come here for the weekend. I need to talk to her so we can become friends before I dump all of this on her, hoping it will work out for the best. 0. He smiles at me. She is broken, but you will mend her heart by Sunday. Be patient with her. You will win her heart faster than you think. My dad flicks his hand for him to go back to his table, so he does. I look back at her, speaking with her friend, my mate, my soul. I will do everything in my power to help out whatever you are going through. I want to be with you, so if it takes longer than a few days, then so be it. 0. Who is that dish of a girl over there with Dawn? Pamela asks, looking over at Sky. 0. That is her family's guest this weekend. My mother says on my left. 0. She is breathtaking for a human. Becky looks at her as those eyes sweep her body. Think what she would look like if she were one of us. Jessica says, snarky. Why would you say that Becky looks over at her? 0. Didn't you see our brother stop to talk to her earlier? He never does that. He always sits down and wants these dinners to be over as quickly as possible. Jess pipes up. 0. I have never seen her in the castle before. I wondered who she was with, trying to cover up her true nature. Keep telling yourself that, brother. I think he is interested in her. You have never spoken to a girl like that. There must be something special or different for you not to get here for the meal, taking time to speak to a human of all people. Becky plops her elbows on the table, looking at me. No, Mom growls at her for using bad manners while at the table. She quickly yanks them off as I chuckle under my breath. My sisters can be a handful and a pain in my ass because they know my routine. The food comes out being set down at each of our places. Glancing up at my mate, she looks down at the overflowing plate with food. Smiling to myself, my fork is picked up as my knife slices into the steak on my plate. Taking a bite of the medium rare meat, the taste explodes in my mouth. I zone in to listen to their table, while her angelic voice floats to my ears. 0. Why is there so much food on my plate? Dawn, did you order this much for me? There is no way I can eat all of this. It will send me into a food coma. She is still looking down at her plate. Dawn holds up her plate, showing her it is as full. Everyone gets the same. Your steak is done medium as you like. The trout is grilled, and then you have the salad and mashed potatoes. I don't forget what you eat, girl. She looks over at this friend's plate, which is packed. I smile, knowing I also had a little to do with that. My command told the kitchen to give them a large plate, since they were a family guest. I made sure to tell them that they were to be treated like a royal tonight. Hopefully, It will help her see the life she would have here with me. Come on, Sky, be grateful that it is not like the pack house food. This is 10 times better, the she-wolf chimes in. 0. Pack house. Huh. I wonder if she used to like going there. For the feasts, they seem to be throwing like every other weekend. I will see about talking to Dawn a little before I make my move on her. My heart doesn't think it could handle her running away from me, having a panic attack. As we eat, I keep glancing down at her table, which is to my right, to see if she likes the food. Her plate has been eaten about halfway down. She leans back, patting her flat stomach. I don't think my stomach could hold another bite. This was delicious, she sighs. Oh, what Dawn looks over at her. I hope you saved room for dessert. It will blow your mind. Yes, my love, it will blow your socks off when you taste what I have put in for your table.